Pussy Kemet got him looking ignorant. Egyptology ain't help Egyptians. So how it's supposed to help a bunch of niggas? We cutting every doctor with the script.
I heard the good pastor say, for God so loved the world that he took his laws all away. That same Sunday. I heard the good pastor say that I'm getting right with the Most High when I'm putting tithes in the plate. I started to say, is this really all that it takes? How much I really gotta pay to set foot in them gates? I guess I pray, cause I heard he hit me anyway, and I can get in sin any day, cause that's what all the Paul's scriptures say. But I got questions. How can I get into heaven? And how can I turn from my ways? And who finna give me some blessings when I'm still rolling up dope in the session? And Titus 2:6 say to be sober, when I still follow my lust every time a freak telling me to come over. Man, this is what comes to mind. 1 Corinthians 6:9 and Romans 6:23 tell me that my sin set me up to die. I thought I really loved God until I found out that was a lie. And the church don't preach what the Bible teach, so I gotta know what's required. I've been thinking on my ways. Can you make it plain? What is God really trying to say to me? What he say? What he say? To my sin, I'm a slave. How can I be saved? Man, I want that truth that's gonna make me free. I'm trying to be saved. And I...
Mubs got beats.
Rock Legion.
With violence here, the violence must stop, and that's exactly what they said. Some of them even chanted things like, some of us used to sell drugs, but no more. These streets were filled with people who were also taking pictures just to watch. Now, the group says that they traveled all the way here because they know that there has always been a problem with violence here in the city of Memphis. They wanted to focus and reach out to black men and minorities in particular to hear this message and unite.
Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Precept and line up a line. I'm breaking it down like a syllable. Break it down. Miracles we do them time after time, proving that we are the spiritual. We be the pro, they the amateurs. Yeah. Never surrender, we Spartacus. Warring from Purim to Hanukkah, cutting these heathen shoelaces and yarmulkes. Cut him up, cut him up, cut him up. Scuffers and muckers be running up, thinking that they gon' be sunning us. Never use guns, but we shut him up. Cut him up, cut him up, cut him up. Scuffers and muckers be running up. We be like, who the next runner up? We teaching the people, no stopping us. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme.
Shut your mouth, don't you talk. I'ma teach, he gon' read. Bring it out, I'ma break it down to the T. It goes line upon line. I got precepts, what you need. If you scoff, you a simp. Cut you up, watch you dip. You want me, not sip milk. You can't handle what we give. Man, your brain gon' overload if you can't handle laws we give. This what cut like a sword. All this truth, can't ignore. All these prophets sit around me, they would break you down with joy.
Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme. But my armor bearer gon' blaspheme.
Need a gurney and a body bag for him. Cut him obsession won't cease, causing these heathen to flee. You can tell by the hem of the T's, Messiah prophet on the scene. We seeking the kingdom to be, your kingdom will become the breed. We coming with fire to burn up these liars. Give them the precept to Jeremiah. Acting like demons don't dwell inside you. Any of these prophets know what's required. Ready for war time, steady be ready in no time. Bet you my brother gon' call sign. Hitting these scuffles with clotheslines.
Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme.
I got a fully loaded armor bearer who gained his knowledge through the trial and error. Together we fought many wars. Scripture seeping through the pores of all of the prophets that's casting down doctrines and doing the work of the Lord. These demons won't stop us. Demons can't stop us when we all on one accord. Christ is king and we knowing that. Ain't no denying he coming back. Pull out the trumpet, we blowing that. We got the seed and we sowing that. I came up out of the world. Pray the Lord, I ain't going back. We was ordained to be prophets. That's how you know that we coming back.
Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme. Yeah, we bad. Prophets is back on the battlefield. Look at the swag. All of these heathens be mad at me. I'm ready to teach, but they talking too loud with the blasphemy. I never blaspheme, but my armor bearer gon' blaspheme.
Fix your face. We ain't going nowhere. Fix your face. Fix your face. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, buddy. That was Sabbath Vibes.
Oh, that was Sons of God.
Huh? Oh, that's right. That's Sons of God. I'm sorry. I keep getting them confused.
Oh, my God.
You got Enos. You got Danya Allah. What do you say? Oh, the camera's off, bro? Well, we're doing great tonight, man. Can they see me now?
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, sometimes you got to blow the dust off to fix your face, man. You know what I'm saying? Get everybody back in the swing of things.
The swing of things.
He's sitting there with his arms up, he's just chilling, bro.
Chilling like.
All praises to the Most High God. Like I said, for righteous music, man. This you don't need the worldly stuff no more, man. You can leave that alone. You know what I mean? We got it. That's why y'all got to keep making music. Keep pushing righteous music. Our kids need it. Kids need it. All right, what was the last scripture we read? Anybody remember?
Psalm 73.
Psalm 73?
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I want to touch on that beast thing again. Go back to the first verse, Psalm 73.
Psalms chapter 73.
Y'all get ready to pull the definition for me. I want to show y'all something.
Psalms chapter 73, verse 22. So foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee.
We're like a beast before the Lord. Give me Proverbs 12.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
12. 12 and 1.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 1.
Read.
Whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge.
Loveth knowledge. If you love instruction, if you love this Bible, you love knowledge, right? Read on.
But he that hateth reproof,
he that hateth correction, hates instruction, hates the Bible, read,
is brutish.
Is brutish. Look up that word brutish for me real quick. Brutish. Just Google it. Watch this. The word brutish. Like Deacon threw a curveball at us, guys. You got that? All right, yeah. Resembling or characteristic of brute. Now look up the word brute. Just type in brute. No. Well, yeah, whatever. However you're going to get there. There we go. Brute. E.
With an E at the end.
There we go. It says noun, brute, plural noun, brutes. A savagely violent person or animal. That's that. When he's calling us animals, he's saying that's how we live in. Savage, you just a freaking, like you ain't got no bounds, no metes or bounds, nothing guiding you. You just are here, roaming the earth, doing as you please. You're like a dang animal. You don't even use the brain that God gave you. You're damn near useless. Go back, Proverbs 12:1.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 1.
Read.
Whoso loveth instruction, loveth knowledge.
Loveth knowledge. Read.
But he that hateth reproof is brutish.
Is what?
Is brutish.
Brutish. I'm going to tell y'all something. We are nothing without God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Nothing. What we got? What's the next article y'all got or video? What y'all got next?
Yeah, pull the next one up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
1 million STDs diagnosed every day. You know what? I know why I pulled this.
Is this one a video?
No. Oh. Is that a video? Play the video. I know why I pulled this, though, because I wanted to discuss another sottish, ignorant trait. I didn't even say ignorant.
On me, brother, when you need a hand.
Is it a commercial?
Yeah, I think it's an ad.
Oh, we're going to save the ducks with Dawn. That's what we're going to do. Some of y'all going to bathe your animals in Dawn. Is that what you're going to do, Uriel? You wash your dogs in Dawn. That indoctrination right here. Y'all think that's what you're supposed to do. Dog got all types of rashes. Hives broke out.
That we need courage, we need perseverance, that we need our voices heard. We need to let them know what we want, what we need, what we think is important policy for human rights, for health, for social justice.
AIDS.
This is our movement. This is our movement, our people.
Whoa.
We've worked 3 decades to make sure that people living with HIV and affected with HIV have the health and wellness that they need. And
stop. Just stop. Okay, I'm not watching that.
You can take that off.
First and foremost, I don't want to be rude, but once you get HIV, and then it goes into AIDS, it's pretty serious at that point, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, me alone, when I see things like this keeps me in check. But the Negro, oh no, give me that the whoremonger in Ecclesiasticus. Bring it up, Negro. Bring it up. Good night. He don't think. It says, scroll back up. Watch this. On the 1 million STDs diagnosed every day.
Hold on, every day?
Every day.
Say every year. It said every day.
Listen, whoremonger.
That's a lot.
Adulterer.
That's a lot of people.
Adulteress. It's dangerous out here. And y'all want to go off playing? You trying to be Mr. Ding-a-ling King and you got 1 million STDs diagnosed every day. You trying to get your groove back.
And now, just this week, 5 million people have been diagnosed based off this article.
Watch
exactly.
This. Scroll down.
And they're mutating, Deacon. Have you heard that?
That's more people than in Oklahoma.
Hold on. You said that what?
STDs are mutating now.
Oh, man. Listen, so you don't need to scare me, bro. I'm already run over.
Right.
Vince. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm already there.
Like gonorrhea, there's a form of gonorrhea that the antibiotics can't cure no more.
Yeah.
Watch this, y'all. Read from the top.
It says more than 1 million new cases of 4 sexual transmitted infections are contracted every day, according to figures released Thursday by the World Health Organization.
Read on.
The 4 infections are chlamydia, gonorrhea,
I've never even heard of that before.
It says trick
a nigga. I ain't never even heard of this before.
Me neither. Trick and syphilis. With the WHO finding on average that 1 in every 25 people globally has at least one of these STIs.
Hit a button. You have to hit a button after reading Not your local clinic, not the doctor down the street. The World Health Organization said 1 in 25 people.
That's a lot.
Got one of these.
Fix your face.
Bruh.
Fix your face.
Are you serious?
That's crazy.
You keep reading. It says the WHO said that there were more than 376 million new cases annually.
Wait a minute. That is equivalent. That's over 1 million a day.
That is over
right,
1 million.
That's over.
What the hell?
And
what days is the clubs and stuff? Friday and Saturday. I bet you
Sunday.
that's the big day. It's probably 5 or 6 million a day.
Yeah, they doubling up on that day, huh? Listen to me, y'all. It's dangerous out here. And because you stupid, I ain't gonna call it nothing less than that. You stupid, void of understanding.
Damn.
You out there playing.
Hold on. It says the WHO said there were more than 76 million cases annually, with figures representing cases, not individuals. So it's more than 376. That's just the people they know.
Wow. Listen to me, and I'm being real right now. They say it's 1 in 25
people.
Do you realize how that ain't, once again, like the little girl going off there with the little wick? You ain't had no hair to play with in the first place. Right. You out there rolling the dice? Mm-hmm. Listen, whoremongers, give me Ecclesiastes 38. I'm sorry, we're going to come back to this.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Hold that. Give me Ecclesiastes 38.
38.
15, please.
This is Sirach, chapter 38, verse 15.
Read.
He that sinneth before his maker.
He that sins before his maker, come on.
Let him fall into the hand of the physician.
Let him what?
Fall into the hand of the physician.
All these, listen, 376 million people went before their physician to find out they got that stuff.
And you know what's crazy, Deacon? I'm pretty sure a lot of these cases, it's somebody doing it again. So they might have caught syphilis the first time, got cured. Months later, they got gonorrhea.
It says it. It says, as people can be infected with multiple STIs or become reinfected within a year with one or more STIs.
So you telling me they out here mixing XTDs like mixed drinks out here? You telling me you mess around catch what's that? Syphilis in one night.
Oh my God!
No, it's trichogonoherpes.
Trichogonoherpes. Listen to me, bruh. You gotta be out your mind to be out here playing. Read that again. He that sinneth before his maker.
He that sinneth before his maker.
Give me the one in Hebrews 2. Give me Hebrews 13.
Let him fall into the hand of the physician.
That's why you got to go to the doctor. Let him fall into the hand of the physician. Doctor, help. You done caught 4 STDs. Listen to me. That within itself, I wouldn't even want to be a doctor. I ain't playing, bro. I'd be like, listen, especially you. What are the doctors that deal with specifically with that stuff? Do you know what the term?
OBGYN.
Okay, OBG, whatever, whomever. Literally every day you are faced with the reality of everybody nasty. That when you walk outside your office, you like, oh nope, I don't eat nowhere. Don't nobody make me nothing to drink. I eat at home. I make my own food. Gloves everywhere. Mm-hmm. I would leave work in a body condom. Based off the fact, look, 376 million new cases annually, bro. How do you they say every 25 people. That is scary, and that's the people that they know of. And you out here committing adultery?
Right.
Hebrews 13:4.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4.
Come on.
Marriage is honorable in all. And the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers, God will judge.
God will what?
God will judge.
Chlamydia. God will what?
God will judge.
Gonorrhea. Read.
God will judge.
Syphilis.
God will judge.
Trichomonasis.
Trichomonasis.
Listen to me.
That's what we gonna call it.
You can't make this stuff up. It is dangerous. And you out here playing. God, listen. Think about this, y'all. Let's wrap our minds around this whole process. The way the good Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob set it up, when you sin against him and you go and specifically commit a certain type of sin, he gives you the fruits of that device.
You're right.
Give me Proverbs 1. If y'all can't see this, I don't know, you checked out. If you can't see that this is all by design, Proverbs 1, I ain't looking at, read 22.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22.
Read.
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Read.
Turn you at my reproof.
Get right with God. Come on.
Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
Read.
Because I have called and ye refuse.
Here it is, God calls you. He tells you what? Don't commit adultery. That's your wife. That's who you need to be with. Don't murder. Don't steal. Here's the instructions, right? He reaches out his hand. He reaches his arm out to you to correct you, to pull you in, to get you right. Read.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
No man regardeth. Nobody want to do what God say. Read.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
You set aside all God's counsel, right? Come on.
And with none of my reproof.
Wouldn't take none of the correction, because a lot of times the correction comes before that major judgment comes. I ain't saying that's always the case, but 9 times out of 10, you've been warned about your ways. But you decide, man, I got to bust this nut tonight. You see her? Big Booty Judy? Man, forget everything. I'm going over there. Well, guess what? Now God got something for you. Read.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
Since you didn't want to keep the commandment, you didn't want to take the correction, now you go out there and you get burnt. God said he laughing at your issue. Listen, while you in there in all types, you are just derailed. Your life has come to an end. You're like, oh my goodness, it's burning. You sitting in the tub, you got the water on it. It's just a streaming flow because it's on fire. And it cannot be quenched. What that pastor say? A flame, a burning flame. From your butt. Listen, that thing is on fire right now, and you can't do nothing about it. The Lord's sitting there laughing at you. You praying, Lord, please, no. He's like, no, buddy. You got to deal with that. Read on.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
He says he's going to mock when your fear comes, right?
When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Come on.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me.
That's when everybody want to get right. That's when everybody want to do what the Lord say, right? Once they done found out that they got a mixed drink over the weekend. A mixed drink. You done went into the devil's fishbowl and pulled out trichinosis. You got tricked off because you wanted to be out there be fresh with your contacts in and curls in your hair.
And curl in your beard and everything.
Thought you was the freshest thing on earth, huh? You didn't know that chick came with a package. A hot Cheeto package.
He fell in that trick bag.
Hey.
Fix your face. Fix your face.
11. Because what happened is a lot of our people, we don't believe until we see it. Like a lot of times when we in the midst of that sin, some people, they like, oh, well, I done did this 2 months ago. I'm good. You know, ain't nothing happened to me right now.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if something was to happen right in the middle of it and your thing fall off of you and you don't put it back, zip it back up in your pants, you'll be a believer. But read that.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. Because sinners against an evil work
Is that the voice of many waters, bro? You was in it. You was feeling that scripture. I seen him, bro. He had his neck moving and everything. For the Lord said. Read, bro.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes.
Oh, now you want to chill out.
He went into a whole other mode.
You went from Christ to LeVar Burton, bro. You better stay in Christ mode, man. Let's go.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. because sinners against an evil work is not executed expediently.
So since when you in the middle of that sin and it don't have nothing happen to you right then and there, read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Our people think, nah, it's all good. I did that 2 months ago. It ain't nothing gonna happen. And then, if when nothing happens, you want to try to go and mess around with it again. Our people gonna keep on doing it. And they gonna, like I said, they have to be seers to believe it. It gotta happen. You gotta be in the midst of that sin, and then you not be able to zip your thing back up in your pants, and then you'll be like, oh, well, this is real. I need to fix this right now.
Exactly. Hey, real talk. See, don't sleep on that syphilis. What I heard about syphilis is syphilis will go dormant for years. Like you'll catch it and you didn't get it treated, and then boom, it just disappears. The next thing you know, years later, you looking like a leopard. You got polka dots all over you. You wondering what the heck is going on, and you got months to live. Don't sleep on that on these sicknesses, bro. I'm telling you, this is what you got waiting for you. But go back to Proverbs.
Sicknesses of long continuance.
And then come back for remembrance. That's what that thing is, to bring you back to the remembrance of that night when you was simple as hell.
Pastor touched you. You thought you was healed from syphilis, and next thing you know, you got 2 weeks to live.
No, but he just hurried the process up. Right. Mess around, gave you something else.
Gave you some more.
Read that. Go back to Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 1. Which verse, D?
Where'd you leave off at?
Verse 28.
Come on.
Then shall they call upon me, and I will not answer. They will seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Right. That's whenever our people want to hurry up and get right. Once they found out that they got something, or all hell done broke loose, right? But read on.
For that they hated knowledge.
Because they hated knowledge. Read.
And did not choose the fear of the Lord.
And did not choose to do what God said to do. Come on.
They would none of my counsel.
Read.
They despised all my reproof.
Read on.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own doing. Own way.
Therefore they shall eat of the fruit of their own way. We serve a mastermind. Therefore they're going to eat of the fruit of their own way. You committed a specific sin. Therefore you're going to get a specific punishment. STD is the evidence of sin. I'm just being real with y'all. Think about it. We sometimes we want to sit back and wonder, like, man, these situations. Y'all see if y'all here in recent, the deacons have been talking about. Listen, we ain't dealing with this marriage stuff anymore, because these situations be so outlandish, and it's like y'all want us to come fix and repair and put patches on something that y'all are causing. Here it is. Marriage is supposed to be between a woman and a man who has never dealt with anybody else. That's the way God set it up. If that happens, do you realize there's no STD? If that is followed, you can't get no sexual transmitted disease. Why? Because he ain't got it and she ain't got it. These STDs ain't floating around, and you ain't catching a STD cold. Right. There's a reason why it's called a sexually transmitted disease. That's why it says, read on in that verse.
Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices.
Filled with your own devices. That's why it is specific to the sin. God made these diseases because of sin. Right. If y'all don't see that we serve a true living God, I don't know how else to show you. This right here is evidence of that. It's evidence of that. Here it is. You know you're going to catch something if you sin against God. Right. Same thing goes for other sins, such as you want to gangbang. Is our camera not working? Okay, because it's been stuck on this screen for a minute. Or is that just Facebook? Okay. Anyways, gangbanging. Here it is, you missed to shoot a man, kill a man, yada, yada, yada. And then guess what happens now? Because you live in that lifestyle. Well, you fall to those devices. You getting shot. Somebody robbing you. You robbing people. Now you getting robbed. You suffer from your own devices. That's the way the Most High set it up. Go ahead.
Don't forget about the weed smoking brothers. The brothers that think that it's cool to smoke weed and you're all right, you'll be talking through one of these microphones.
Exactly.
Like this. With a hole in your throat.
Bruh. But they say it don't do nothing. They say weed don't hurt nobody. Somebody on here right now that say, no, I can't get with that, deacon. See, weed is for your body. No, God didn't make your lungs for smoke.
That's the same brother that ain't got no job and can't get no job.
I ain't doing nothing. He made your lungs for air, right?
Right.
That's what's supposed to go in there.
Not herb.
You wouldn't go around trying to, let's go inhale some water. Let's go. That's what we're going to do today, y'all. We're going to try to get as much water in our lungs as we can. No. Your ass mess around and die, right?
Right.
Okay, you're just taking the prolonged approach to putting smoke in your damn lungs. And they mad because we tell people don't smoke. Come on, man, get the hell out of here with that. You suffer from the devices that you are committing. Homosexuals, they got homo problems. Y'all ever heard me say this before? This is how the Lord set it up. That's how you know we serve a true God. Adulterers, you have adultery problems. Watch this. Give me, what did I have you holding before? Sirach. 23. Get that real quick, Sirach. It takes a special type of dummy to be in the midst of whoremongering and adultery. The scriptures tell you that. We're going to read that, but I'm going to tell y'all something. And I'm talking to you right now, brother, because right now, there's a brother right now going hard on Facebook, super hard on Instagram.
Repent or die.
But when the sun goes down, all that go out the window.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All that just flees from him. And when the sun come back up, boom, he's back. Super Israelite.
Come Sabbath morning.
Right.
There's a single brother on his way to a single sister house right now.
Right. Listening to the show. Turn around, bro. To the show. Turn around. 1 in 25, bro. You rolling the dice.
Oh my God.
You're gonna become another case number.
He think he about to bring the truth.
Listen, this is his 8th STD. He sit up here like, Deke, I deal with this every weekend. I already know what time it is. I'm going to go get the shot and then I'm going to be cool, you know. Whatever, you catch that stuff that you can't get rid of, the gift that keep on giving.
He got the shot pre-ordered.
All right, read that, Sirach.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 23, verse 17.
Come on.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Read that again.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
Listen, sisters. This is what I want y'all to understand for a second, which this spirit could be on y'all too. A lot of times y'all be wondering, what the hell was he thinking? What was wrong with him? Understand this wholeheartedly, sis. The brother got a damn demon on him, a strong demon. And he don't care what it look like. He don't care what it smell like. He don't care if it's on fire. He don't care if it's acid. If it's a hole.
It could be a rock.
A rock, whatever. If it's a hole, he's getting in there. If he has the spirit on it. I'm telling you.
No, you're right.
Listen. I'm telling you, he has that spirit no matter what.
Scripture is not a lie.
It's not. He don't care. All bread is sweet. I'm talking about the moldy bread you find up underneath the refrigerator that's been there since forever. You're like, damn, who dropped this bread down here? It don't even look like bread anymore. Matter of fact, the mold that was on the bread done died off. He going for that bread too.
It's sweet to him.
Whatever's going to open up, that's what he's running to. He's a whoremonger, and he's going to be punished for it. Read that.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. Read.
He will not leave off till he dies.
He ain't going to stop until he dies. Now, this is one of two things, because one of two things has to happen, no matter what. He has to die. Now, he could either die spiritually and get them demons up out of him and live in Christ, or he gonna keep doing this until he dies literally. He ain't gonna stop. He is not gonna stop. Listen, there's some brothers I know that I'm like, man, brother, it might be best. Scripture says if your right arm offend thee, right? Cut it off.
Right. Cut it off.
Brother, eunuch, it might be time, bruh. This might be the only way you go. It's better to enter into the kingdom maimed.
Right.
Right? Ain't that what the Bible says?
Right.
I be thinking like, damn, this brother just got to lose it. He just got to lose it.
Cut it off.
Cut it off. Sister, sew it up.
But if he got that spirit on it, he'll find a way to bring
it back. He'll find a way. It'll grow back.
He'll find a way. He'll find a way.
Yeah, that damn demon is strong. Like, what is this brother doing? What the hell? I ain't gonna say that anyway. He gonna find a way. Read on.
Verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me?
Who sees me? A man that breaks wedlock. Here it is, you breaking up a marriage. This is a married woman, right? Read on.
I am compassed about with darkness.
It's dark outside. Don't nobody see me? There's the brother right now in the car, right now driving. Oh, snap. Deacon knows what I'm doing right now. No, I don't know what you're doing. I ain't that deep, okay? But the Lord knows what you're doing.
Right.
Forget about me. Brothers be really thinking, man, I can't come before you brothers and tell y'all what's going on. Listen, ain't nobody getting beat up, spanked.
Who has gotten beat up?
Hung? No one.
Nobody.
But they be acting like, dang, man, when I bring this out, man, it's just, the world is over. No, bring it out so you can repent and get right, so brothers can be watching you.
Right.
Yes, I'm going to ask you when you leaving, where you going, bro? Hey, bro, what time is it? Nah, man, you don't need to go nowhere. Matter of fact, I'll come with you. You need to go to the store? Brothers, watch out for you. Instead, brothers want to keep it to themselves. You dying quietly. Read.
The walls cover me, and nobody seeth.
Nobody can see what I'm doing right now. Read.
Who need I to fear?
Come on.
The Most High will not remember my sin.
God ain't gonna. This is what brothers really be doing. He gonna forgive me. God gonna forgive me. Everybody think they David. They be like, man, yeah, he forgave King David, man. So I know I'm good. I'm gonna be straight. Right. Keep thinking you King David. Go ahead. There's 376 million people who might have thought they was King David. Man, you really go into the scriptures and you find out what King David dealt with, then you'll understand that 376 is reasonable as far as what was going on. Anyways, read on.
Such a man only feared the eyes of men.
And that's the type of brother that only fears the eyes of men. His only concern is making sure that he looks good in front of people. His only concern is that he looks righteous in front of everybody, how he's perceived amongst others. Sisters too, this may be you right here. This might be you right now. And because you ain't coming out with it and speaking on it and trying to save your soul, you dying. You better think, you better use your mind and really consider what's really important. What do you really need right now? Do you need somebody just to be, oh yeah, it's okay, bro. It's okay, sis. Pat you on the back, make you feel good? Or do you need that strong correction? Do you need those eyes on you, watching you so that you can make it to the kingdom? Read on.
And knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Read.
Beholding all the ways of men.
God sees everything. Everything. Just because you want to make it seem as though God's going to forget about it. Oh, the Lord ain't going to see this. He sees it. It's recorded. God going to forgive me. You be that one when stuff come back. That's another thing people don't consider. You do some evil stuff, brothers, you out here. Here it is, you're married. Y'all are happily married in her mind. Everything's good. Kids is good. Y'all are prospering, doing good. It always be them brothers that's doing well for themselves. They go out there and trick their life away. Okay, you didn't get caught up. All right, fine. The little heifer, little floozy you slept with, she disappears. 10 years. Next thing you know, knock at the door. Hey, yeah, my name is Azariah. You like, what?
Look just like him.
You look at a little light-skinned boy, you like, hold on. What the? Azariah, where I know you from, Azariah? I'm your son. Mom in the car like, bye, nigga. She roll off.
At that very moment, your wife will pull up too. Just walk to the door.
Just comes out to the door.
Damn.
Or you come home and the woman, the kid, and your wife is sitting in the living room
talking.
You come in, you open the door, you long day at work, just got the promotion. That food cooked, boy. Oh, that food smell bomb. You walk in there to the living room, you like, everything. Yeah. And your wife sitting there, you know how your wife
my God.
Your wife looking at you, she like.
They're both looking at you smiling like.
Yeah. Listen, you know everything is over.
It's over with.
It comes back. You think the Lord forgot? Nah. What's risk it? What's worth that? Why would you risk that? Seriously, bro. What are you doing? You're not thinking. Matter of fact, give me that. Hold this. Give me Proverbs 6. Proverbs 6:32. We're about to take a break. We're about to take another break. Give me that.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32.
Come on.
But whoso committeth adultery.
Whoever commits adultery, read.
With a woman. Lacketh understanding.
You stupid. That's the I'm saying. You stupid. You stupid. Read that again.
But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
You stupid. Come on.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
You destroy your own soul. A man, look, that is a selfish sin. You're so damn dumb. You didn't think at all. You didn't use your brain. You were so caught up in whatever lust, whatever drive, whatever you and your wife had going on. Oh, I'm not happy at home. She ain't giving it up, yada, 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 which we understand these things happen. But now you done played yourself. And now look what you're going to have to explain to your kids, your sons and your daughters sitting there looking at this woman, finding out what daddy done did. You got to tell your daughters, this is what daddy did. You serious? That right there keeps me in check.
Right.
I'm not going through that. Listen, miss me with that. I'm not going through that. That right there is supposed to keep you in check. The fear of God, first and foremost, is supposed to keep you in check. I can't imagine an Israelite, here it is, you go over there with your fringes on, you creeping through the window, you rolling at night.
You catch your fringe on the window.
Right. You getting all the warnings and everything. Something falls in your lap, you got to look down at your fringes. Oh, shoot. You about to get out the car, fringes getting caught on something. Warning.
Right.
But you ignored all that. Mm-hmm. And now you are reaping the repercussions of sin. You didn't want to do what God said to do. Now your whole life's in shambles. And depending on what type of woman you got, who knows where she about to take you. She going to take you through all types of hell. Right. It ain't worth it. You got to use your brain. The scriptures tell us. Read that one more time.
But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding.
You stupid. You dumb. You lack understanding. Come on.
He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul.
Give me Psalms 19:7. When you come into the truth, you're supposed to gain a type of sense now. Meaning, I'm not going to say common sense because, like they say, common sense isn't always common to everybody. Okay, I get it. But you ain't going to convince me that there ain't common sense in this Bible.
Right.
Meaning you know damn well. All right, here's an example. Here's an iron that's hot. Don't touch it. Right? You commit adultery, you're going to die. What the hell don't you get about that? But you want to go dabble and play around and nah. It's not worth it. Read that.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7.
Read.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
When you come into this truth, the Bible, the laws of God is supposed to convert you, change you. You are supposed to be different. Tell all your family and everybody that's saying, hey, you done changed. That should be confirmation to you. If they looking at you like you the same old nigga from 2 years ago, you are yet in this truth. You are still converting. If they still invite you over talking about, hey, yeah, come over here to grandma's for Christmas, we're going to be out here. It's like, damn, don't you know I'm in the truth?
Right.
Listen, they feel awkward asking me things. They be trying, you know you're doing right when they try to trick you into coming over.
Right.
They trying to trick you. Hey, man, you think you try to drop by real quick? I need to move this couch, man. I got nobody over here to help. You walk through the door, everybody's, happy birthday. You're like, oh, hell no. You done forgot it was your damn birthday. You're like, oh, no, no couch, I'm out. Now you know you're doing right. You're doing right. You've been converted. But some brothers and sisters that come into this thing, you ain't changed. You ain't switched it up. You ain't brought Christ in your life and kicked them demons out. You still dabbling. You still playing. Read that. For the law of the Lord is perfect,
converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Read.
Making wise the simple.
Doing what?
Making wise the simple.
That dumb stuff that you used to do when you was of the damn devil should be put away. And the wise is supposed to be made, the simple is supposed to be made wise through the laws of God. But if you find yourself still out here on that nonsense, you have yet to convert yourself. At what point in time are we really going to examine ourselves to see whether we in the faith? Be real. And like I said, the reason why I speak on adultery and why I'm taking my time with this, because right now, some of y'all in here fronting. Some of y'all in here faking. This is a heavy demon in Israel. A heavy demon. And if we want to make it to the kingdom, you had better cut it off. That goes for everybody. Fight that devil. Let somebody know, hey, I need help. I need help. I'm swinging and I ain't hitting nothing. You need an extra pair of eyes, man. All right, what time is it? It's 11. I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all look at me. I ain't doing the Deacon ASAP, y'all.
It's Friday night, man.
No, sir.
It's Friday night, man.
No, sir.
The phone line is open. The phone line is open. 405 293 2029.
Listen, look here. My body will shut down on you. Like, I literally be asleep up here on the panel. All types of bad. Folks be typing in, damn, Deke, fix your face, bro. What you doing, man?
Fix your face.
I be looking all bad. Y'all not gonna play me. Let's take a break. We're going to come back. I ain't going to cut it off yet, okay? I ain't going to cut it off yet, but let's take a break and come back. This is Fix Your Face, y'all. Y'all already know what time it is.
Fix your face. We ain't going nowhere. Fix your face. We ain't going. Fix your face. We ain't going. Mix got another, got another.
I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you.
Let me see. Blessed is he that'll read everything that the king said. Hold fast to these things and applies what he reads. Give me Josh 1:8, please. I'ma show you how to prosper. Word of healers like a doctor. All praises to the author that wrote my name in the book of life. Roll call, oh God, I want that new name from Christ. That's right. Don't you hear us yelling? That's right. Give me revelation. I'ma show you what Christ looked like. Black, brass burnt in a furnace, woolly hair like mine. Solomon 1:5, I am black and comely means fine. Straight up main. The narrow path leads straight up main. From the bottom to the top spot. And to hell with these haters, man.
That you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. Every day you catch me in the Bible. You ain't never catch me being idle. I know that the devil, he got plans for me. He forget that I am a disciple. In your laws I delight. I strive to be Christ. Every day I'm seeking for the wisdom that is right. Open eyes so I do not die. Ignorance is sin. If you choose, you will lose. You can't be saved in the end. This ain't a trend. Hot, cold, lukewarm. Shaky like a reed in the wind. Every doctor do you win, cause you understand it then. But the most I blind, you understand it dumb to the end. I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you.
Tesla, what's going on? Crown Judah, what's going on?
works, be consistent. Gotta pray without season. I just wanna be persistent. I be sipping on this milk like some honey proof. Make my call in election sure these laws are diamond proof. Try to not offend, but within be the Holy Ghost. No, you can't pretend that you cleanse, the real gon' show. So
awesome,
Father,
all
I'm
praises to the Most High. Awesome over
that
here.
you open my eyes.
Happy Shabbat to you and your family.
And I pray that you open my eyes. I pray that you open my eyes to behold you. And I pray that you open my eyes to behold you.
I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike.
No way, chill.
Here we go. I don't wanna be like Mike, don't wanna be like Mike. I wanna do the right thing like my name was Spike. They say he died for everybody, don't believe the hype. Terror come on sight, just like the poltergeist. You ain't safe from nothing till the heathen see destruction. Jake only understands is what's with all the fussing. From your discussion, it ain't hard to tell you bluffing. Texas hold the BS, suppressed like Robitussin. 1/3 advance and get the pass, go. Governed by 100,044. The laws of God, the only thing you need to know. Like your name was Bo, get it, Bo knows. I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson, we don't care about Greekish fashions. I'm just trying to be greater than Prophet John the Baptist. Oh yeah, go read that. Matthew 11:11. I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike.
No way, chill. Let's go. Austin, I'm authentic. Color 1/3 to appendix. 2/3 can be burnt brass like Christ on. That's a dark penny. Son of God, yeah, I risen up. Now who the hell gon' rise with me? Cry loud when I hit the street, sounding like I brought the marching band with me. 3 scratch like you Stan Smith and you a wild bull, cause Scott Pippen like MJ playing baseball, guaranteed to fall. That's a bad myth. I don't wanna be like MJ. Invest some money, throw you in a cage. From a youth to the old age. That's the reason why you full of rage. And then she looking at it all amazed. Cause you kill your brother, yeah, you full of hate. He don't care cause he getting paid. Lord's will, I'm not the 2-3. Lord's will, you not the 2-3. I wanna be part of that 1/3. Yes, sir. So if you ride with me, sing along. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
Get it. I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I don't wanna be like Mike. Yours, well, I'm not the 2-3. I say I don't wanna be like Mike.
No way, chill.
Don't cave, I don't back down. Standing tall, I'm like, yeah. They behave when I come round. All my boys be like, yeah. I am back to God mode, now it's on now. No longer a slave, so now it's on now. Giving back my kingdom, now it's on now. You can see it in my eyes, it's going down. I remember everything they did in slavery. I can see it crystal clear, no longer playing me. They had me locked up in shackles, knew I wouldn't behave. going to rain. Because sin I commit, I was brought to shame. Since my king has come back, I don't feel no pain. And now these other nations crying cause they feel that pain. Don't cave, I don't back down. Standing tall, I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. They behave when I come round. All my boys be like, yeah, 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 yeah. You thought you had me, right? No, let's get it right. Your reign was temporary. Oh, so sad, Edomite. You thought you had me, right? Oh, no, let's get it right. Raise it, bring it down. You was plotting for my crown. And you plotted. You was not chosen, you got it. You had plans just for us. Run us down in the dust. You attacked from the back. Wouldn't dare for the front. You was made for the cut. All the world made for us. We is the hill, we is so ill. Yeah, the kingdom made for us. Make them be gods, ain't no facade. We was made from the dust. To be perfect is the goal. Esau lame, he know. Took back all he stole. Now I'm free from Poe. I don't cave, I don't back down. Standing tall, I'm like, they behave when I come round. All my boys be like,
fix your face, we ain't going nowhere. Fix your face, we ain't going. Fix your face, we ain't going.
What's happening, y'all?
Fix your face, we ain't going.
It's 11:19. All right, check this out, y'all. Where we leave off at, Abiyan?
Psalms chapter 19, verse 7.
All right, let's get back there real quick.
Psalms chapter 19, verse 7.
Come on.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Making wise the simple. Making wise the simple. The Bible is supposed to bring us out of this stupid state that we're in, y'all. The Bible's supposed to do that. The Bible has the power to do that, okay? But you got to accept it. You got to accept Christ. You got to open all the way up. Where they say, let them all the way in.
Right.
Oh, you out here playing, okay? What's the next article or video we got real quick, y'all?
I believe it's the sister that was shooting in that window and threw a Molotov cocktail through her neighbor's window.
Oh, yeah, I see
Wait,
that.
what? Give me that.
Yeah, play that one.
Yeah, get the one,
oh,
the sister that threw the
Molotov cocktail through her neighbor's window.
You talking about the door?
No, the window. The window next to her house is where she threw the Molotov cocktail.
Get that thing real quick. What the hell is wrong with us? Is a video on it?
Yeah,
yes.
Video. That's how she got caught.
Dang.
Trying to burn down the house.
And it looked like the video is from her side.
No, that's the door. That's what I'm saying.
It looked like her. No, that's
property.
No. That's her house, isn't it?
It does look like her security camera, but I think it's the fire department. It says Dale City Fire. This is in Oklahoma.
Bruh, she has cameras,
She
bruh.
got cameras.
This is at her house.
That's her cameras.
How stupid can you be? Hey, when you watch the video, she looks back like she's looking for cameras too.
Play the video. Let me see this. I ain't seen this yet.
This is in Oklahoma.
Stop.
This is in Dale City.
Stop.
It's in Dale City.
That was the end of the video. This is the beginning of the video. She shoots in the window first.
Go all the way to the beginning.
Right, they showed you the end and then they came back to the beginning.
Hold on, bro. I gotta process this right now, right? So y'all telling me we about to show a video of somebody in Oklahoma doing something?
This
Oklahoma
and she
This is
said,
bad advertisement, all right?
Right down the road.
Right down the
It's
street.
around the corner, dude.
Around the corner, bro.
Stop. These things don't happen here in IUIC, Oklahoma. We are very wholesome. Like 401k? We have a retirement plan.
she's at least
Oklahoma.
60.
Huh?
She's at least 60.
Oh, we got 60-year-old retirees throwing cocktails at doors and busting at their house. Okay. Play the video, bro.
Oh, man.
This is the beginning right here. This is the beginning of the video.
She's looking up. Oh, she crazy. Okay. she's just going to just casually fire shots into the house. Oh, wow. She's serious.
Oh, my God.
She's serious.
She's serious.
Don't she know if that house burned down, hers might go with it?
Right.
Okay. This is not a proper representation of Oklahoma at all. Please do not take any thought into this whatsoever. We do not conduct ourselves in this manner. You sure this ain't Tulsa?
Dale City.
They could be from Tulsa. It is Dale City.
It's Dale City. That's right up the street. What the hell was she thinking, bro?
She wasn't. That's
at
the
all.
problem. She wasn't.
Give me something else, man. I don't even want to speak on this too much because
they confirmed on the news. Somebody just posted those are her cameras. They said it on the news.
She's stupid. Goes right with the topic. She did not think before she did this.
Hey, but that's what Christianity teach you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. They don't mean nothing to a Christian.
Don't mean nothing.
Not a damn.
They number words.
All right, play this. What is this? Oh, I picked this one out because check this out. But I'll tell you how people dumb as hell. So he about to rob the store, right? Mm-hmm. Watch this. Play the video. This dude, look at this. A gas station robbery suspect needed to conceal his identity. So he put a reusable grocery bag over his head. Look. This don't even look like a robbery. The person walked over like, is he serious right now? The dimwit didn't remove his disguise and carry his stolen. This dude's an idiot. Look at him. Look at his face. Listen to me, bro. Now, somebody gonna be like, man, no. He look Ephraim to me, don't he? Does he not?
He looks Judah. Northern Kingdom.
Nah, that ain't Judah.
Huh?
That ain't Judah.
That ain't Judah.
Hey, it could be. You never know.
But I'm sorry, I pulled this because I was just amazed at the fact that you really had
like,
somebody.
How stupid are you?
Go back. Listen, watch when he takes the mask off. Go back a little bit.
He took the bag off his head to get the stuff that he was stealing.
Right. Yeah, to put the cigarettes. It said cash and cigarettes.
Watch this. Go back. Watch when he takes the bag off his head. Keep going. Look at his eyes. He's like, damn. I just took this off my face.
And I'm gonna carry it out.
Oh my goodness. All right, take this off. What's the next one we got? Oh man. Idiots. Oh, this is an ad? Hey man, what y'all scared? Y'all stop. Y'all stop to jump out the bed. What else we got? Oh
yeah,
This gotta be terrible. Is that Creflo?
Yeah, that's
Creflo.
This
is Creflo.
Like it's
man.
Like if you still in Christianity after you watch this video, you stupid. You deserve everything that you go get.
Nah, it's more to the story. Watch this. Play this.
Oh man.
Thank you. But it's right there.
Turn it up.
It says, now we know that God heareth not sinners. And then you've been taught to live by the word. And if it's in the word, then it is. When it is, comes in the word. And right there, it's in the word. It's in the scriptures. It's in your Bible. Your Bible. It's on the screen. So does God does he not hear sinners? Come on, stick with what you had. Don't let me talk about what you had.
But they didn't know what to say.
Stop.
They was confused.
Stop. Let me tell you something, y'all. Remember how we was talking about the STDs 1 in 25? How many people you think is in this room? Thousands, right? Out of all those people, not one person stood up and said, hello? Yeah, that's what it just said.
Right.
Yes, it just said he don't hear sinners. What are you talking about, Creflo? There was not one person here who had enough sense to say, this nigga crazy.
And when you listen to it, after he asked the question, you hear the crowd are like,
That's why he had his sister answer it. He had his sister, because everybody was thinking what this one sister was thinking, because the Christian chip went off in their head. God doesn't hear sinners, but how does he hear me?
Exactly.
And so he said, so do God hear sinners? She's like, yes. See, yep, you're right. And then everybody's like,
oh, okay. I'm not confused. I'm not confused anymore. I'm good. Okay.
But he didn't listen. He ain't backing up or say. He literally made them make a decision right here. Note this day. Everybody in that room on this date had to decide to make void the Bible.
And that's what happened. Because when you keep reading, he literally just says, no, he hears sinners and had no proof.
Play it. Keep playing it. Go back just a little bit. Everybody in that room had to make a decision.
You see that? You see the old bald-headed black man looking in the back row at the black woman to answer the question? Like, please answer this right. Please answer this. Please.
Go ahead. Click it.
Ooh. Just click it. There you go. You there.
Back it.
Put it like that. Rewind. You're supposed to rewind it.
Go back some.
He said it won't rewind.
Oh, okay.
Look at it.
Coming out with her, now you put it like that.
But you have it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my cheese.
The whole room. Stop it. Just stop it. Since you can't go back, leave it alone. The whole room is checked out.
Checked out.
The whole room is checked. Give me that. Get John 9:31.
He probably did a bet with some other pastor friends. He's like, watch this. I could make them not even believe the Bible no more.
And that's what he's been doing. Listen, we've been showing little clips here and there where he said the 10 Commandments was null and void. Right. If you keep the law, you in sin, right? Yep. Everything that he has said is against the Bible. Everything that he does is against the Bible. And only ones that's going to follow him are them sottish children.
Deacon, I know it was real when he said that he could give Uzis to the ushers and on the count of 3 Jesuses, shoot them in the head, and he still has a congregation.
It's ridiculous. In John 9:31.
It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
That's the Bible. Read that again.
It's the book of John, chapter 9, verse 31.
So I'm going to do what Creflo did. Go ahead.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
So does God not hear sinners?
No.
No. What the hell? What the hell? We just read it.
Right.
If that's the case, don't come to church with your Bible. Don't even say you're Bible based.
Don't even buy it. Don't buy a Bible.
It has nothing to do with the Bible at this point. But for some reason, did you see it was all Jake in there? Nobody had the biblical fortitude to stand up. Nobody had the love of God endowed upon them to rise up and say, no, sir, that ain't right. That ain't what the Bible said. Everybody on one accord shook their head. Yes, he does. You just read it. But our people are sottish.
Deacon, it was the people in there listening to it, but you know Creflo be on TV too. So everybody watching the Word Network, watching TBN,
right?
Everybody's grandma heard him say that too. And we be at camp going over the scriptures, and they got Creflo Dollar in their head. That's why nothing makes sense when they answer questions.
They too much invested in it now. They done look back and say, man, I done broke bread with this dude. Whatever he say, it better be the truth.
It better be. I done put $4,000 in the last 3 months.
He done
be speaking the
He
truth.
done got half my annual salary. I ain't going nowhere.
Oh boy. All right, check this out. I'm gonna change gears just a little bit. Go back to you know what? Give me Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3. Saul, read Psalms 19 and 7 again. Okay. Psalms 19 and 7. Abiyah, you give me Proverbs, the 3rd chapter and the 5th verse.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7.
Come on.
The law of the Lord is perfect.
The Bible says the law of the Lord is perfect. Read.
Converting the soul.
Come on.
The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Read.
Making wise the simple.
Embed this in your mind. Embed this in that daggone cranium. Before you make a decision, before you do something, before you dive off in whatever sin or whatever wickedness you got going on, use your brain. Think about the cause and effect. Think about how the Lord feels about it. If we all, like I said, I get this analogy all the time. If the Lord was sitting right in front of you, if he was sitting right there, when you look up, you see the Lord, you wouldn't do nothing. Your thoughts would be in check. The very thing that comes out of your mind would be in check. And that all bears witness of your faith. Do you really believe? Give me that. Proverbs 3.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
Read on.
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
And do what?
Lean not unto thine own understanding.
Lean not unto your own understanding. Don't make yourself an idol. And the way that you do that is you lean unto your own understanding. Like you, God. You do what you want to do. That's called being forwardness, forward thoughts. You lean unto your own understanding. Read.
Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
And he shall direct your paths. Y'all understand the Most High God is going to direct your ways. He's going to show you how to conduct yourself, how to deal, how to make right decisions. I want to read something real quick. We got a little bit of reading to do, but I want to get through it because it's a perfect example of how to use the wisdom God has imparted upon you in your life so that you're able now to navigate in this wicked world. Give me Acts, the 21st chapter. If y'all need some help, I'll help y'all out. All right?
Got it, D.
Hey, y'all listen online, okay? Fix your face. Y'all about to do some reading, okay?
Fix your face.
I want y'all to follow this because, again, this is a perfect example on how we are supposed to move in this evil world and know that there's nothing if in this account, if you can see how this man moved and how he was able to deal with the nations, deal with the people, his own people, you could do the same thing. Like I said, it's not just sin that you got to think about concerning the repercussions that come, but also in what you say, how you speak, how you conduct yourself. The Bible is supposed to now make you wise. It's supposed to bring a level of intelligence to you. Believe it or not, the people are supposed to look at you like, wow, what a wise nation. What a wise brother. Man, the way he moves and when he speaks, how he speaks with the scriptures. He don't speak by his own understanding. He speaks according to the word of God. Most High gives you that thought process so you can do these things, all right? Acts 21 started verse 8.
Acts chapter 21, verse 8.
So we're about to follow Paul for a second, all right? If you, for those of you all that are historians, this stuff you're going to be all giddy about, especially whenever you're able to trace it and know what's going on, understand the context of what's taking place. So whenever you're in the streets and you're teaching, you know exactly what's going on and you're using the precepts correctly, okay? Acts 21 and 8.
Acts chapter 21, verse 8.
Read.
And the next day, we that were of Paul's company departed and came unto Caesarea, and we entered into the house of Philip the evangelist, which was one of the 7, and abode with him. And the same man had 4 daughters, virgins, which did prophesy. And as we tarried there many days, there came down from Judea certain prophet named Agabus.
Come on.
And when he was come unto us, he took Paul's girdle.
So here comes this man Agabus, right? A prophet. He took Paul's girdle, okay, his little satchel, or not satchel, the thing around his waist, right? Read on.
And bound his own hands and feet and said, thus saith the Holy Ghost.
He wrapped himself up in this girdle, right? Like he was basically imprisoned. Come on.
And thus saith the Holy Ghost, so shall the Jews at Jerusalem bind the man that owneth this girdle.
Whose girdle was it? Paul's girdle. He said, this is going to happen to the man who owns, the Jews are going to do this to the man who owns this girdle, right?
And shall deliver him into the hands of the Gentiles.
And this man's going to be delivered into the hands of the Gentiles, read.
And when we heard these things, both we and they of that place besought him not to go up to Jerusalem.
So when they heard these things, they went to Paul and said, listen, Paul, this prophet came through and said, this is what's going to happen to you. He grabbed your girdle. He said, whoever owns this girdle, and he bound his hand, this is what's going to happen to the man. He's going to be delivered unto the Gentiles, right? So he said, don't go to Jerusalem. It was already said that that's where they're heading. Read.
Then Paul answered, what mean ye to weep and to break mine heart?
Paul's like, what y'all trying to do? Y'all trying to make me sad? Y'all trying to scare me? Y'all trying to break my heart? Paul was, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something about the prophets of God. They wasn't scary men. They wasn't afraid to go to camp. They wasn't afraid to go on a fly mission. They wasn't worried about what people thought. They wasn't worried about how people looked at them. They was ready for war. Here, somebody get that door. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. They was ready for whatever. Our forefathers, yeah, they had their weak moments. But you see, when they rolling in the spirit, he said, listen, you trying to make me sad? Come on.
For I am ready not to be bound only.
He says, I'm not just ready to be bound only. I'm not ready just to be locked up. Come on.
But also to die at Jerusalem.
I'm ready to die in Jerusalem, Paul said. Come on.
For the name of the Lord Jesus.
For the name of the Lord Jesus. I'm ready to die. Y'all not about to scare me. Y'all not about to make me sad. I'm going to Jerusalem. Come on.
And when he would not be persuaded, we ceased, saying.
When they couldn't get no leeway, because they was trying to persuade him, listen, no, this is just not time. And I'm sure it was like, listen, the prophet's warning you. Right. Don't go, don't go. Paul already had it made up. Nah, I'm ready to die for this. Come on.
The will of the Lord be done.
They said, we can't change his mind. Thy will be done. If he's going, Most High God, that's what he wants. Read on.
And after those days, we took up our carriages and went up to Jerusalem. There went with us also certain of the disciples of Caesarea, and brought with them one Nanson of Cyprus, an old disciple, with whom we should lodge.
All right, so we're going to jump because it is a lot of reading. Whatever the case is, if you know the history, continue reading in Acts, okay? You're going to see where Paul is actually going to come before all the apostles. James is there, all the apostles is there, and he's going to declare in front of all of them the good work that the Most High God has had him doing, his ministry that he's had him doing with those that are scattered, right? Right then and there, he tells them exactly what it is he's doing. They glorify the Most High God, it says, and they said, listen, Paul, we was hearing lies about you, all right? Only reason I ain't reading it is because we got a lot to read. It's like, man, all praises, Paul, we've been hearing all types of stuff about you. You know what? Go and take the vow of the Nazarite and show everybody that everything that they heard about you about don't keep the commandments, don't circumcise your children, all this other stuff that Christians are still confused about to this day. Go do this so that everybody knows that all that stuff is lies about you. Well, he went and did it, right? Well, when he gets there, guess what? There's Jews there that don't like him. All right. So when you read on, he's catching hell from them. Jump to chapter 22. Start at verse 22.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 22. Say verse 2.
Verse 22. Anyways, as you read on, like I said, he's catching hell from him, and he finally escapes. They actually had to let him down. Was it through a basket or something like that? Anyway, he's able to get away from the Jews that was trying to get at him right there, right? Verse 22.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 22, verse 22.
Come on.
And they gave him audience unto this word, and then lifted up their voices and said, away with such a fellow from the earth.
So when you read, basically he was able to get away, and some centurions took him to the spot where I guess he was elevated and all the people could hear him, so he began to speak to him. Well, then it was like, listen, get this fellow away from us. They don't want to hear from Paul, right? Read on.
For it is not fit that he should live.
Read on.
And as they cried out and cast their clothes and threw dust into the air, the chief captain commanded him to be brought into the castle.
He commanded Paul that Paul's brought in because it was getting rowdy. Read on.
And bade he should be examined by scourging, that he might know wherefore they cried so against him.
So they're making all this ruckus. Listen, we're going to beat him to find out the truth of what's going on and why this is so serious here, right? Because it was rowdy, right? Read on.
And
what verse you at?
Verse 25.
Come on.
And as they bound him with thongs,
as they was putting them cuffs on him,
Paul said unto the centurion that stood by,
I want y'all to see something. Throughout this whole process, watch how Paul conducts himself, how the wisdom that God has pardoned upon him, he's able to use and navigate through this wicked world. Matter of fact, give me Luke 21. Luke 21 and 12.
Bring it up, bring it up.
Luke 21:12. Sometimes, brothers and sisters, not sometimes, all the time, you got to use that wisdom God has given you. Right. It ain't always time to turn up. It ain't always time to be tripping. It ain't always time to be in camp mode. It ain't always time to be in rebuke mode. It ain't always time to shake the hand. Sometimes you got to know what to do in certain situations.
Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove.
Ain't that what Christ said?
Right.
Read that.
Luke chapter 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you and deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
You see, this is actually what's happening to Paul right now. He's being brought before governors and kings and rulers. Read. For Christ's name's sake, read on.
And it shall turn to you for a testimony.
They're going to want to hear you speak. I mean, they're going to turn for you speak for yourself, right? Read.
Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer.
Lord said, you ain't even got to meditate on how you're going to respond. You ain't even got to meditate on that. Read.
For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries should not be able to gainsay nor resist.
The Lord's going to give you a mouth. The Lord going to give you the understanding on what to say. Like I said, sometimes you be sitting back trying to think about the most snappy comeback, whatever the case is. Sometimes it ain't time for that. Just roll in the spirit of Christ. Right. Don't think, it's got to be wartime all the time. No. Be wise. Go back to Acts 20, what are we, 22?
22 and 25, you start from the top.
Yeah, started from the top, 25.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 22, verse 25.
Come on.
And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scorn a man that is a Roman and an uncondemned?
Now watch this. What tribe was Paul from, brothers?
Benjamin.
He was from the tribe of Benjamin, right? Now, he's using wisdom. Because now these Roman centurions, these Roman soldiers, basically are trying to bind him up and beat him like he was just a Jew. Right. Now he's about to use his wisdom on how to get out of this situation. He said, listen, is it lawful for you to scourge a man, meaning beat a man, that is a Roman and uncondemned? He's using the law to his advantage. So watch this, read on.
Verse 26, when the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman.
For this man is a Roman. He said, listen, let's take heed to what we do this man. This man's a Roman. Read on.
Verse 27, then the chief captains came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman?
Come on.
He said, yea.
And he said, yeah. Come on.
And the chief captain answered.
See that brother, that wartime brother would be like, hell no, I'm from the tribe of Benjamin.
And Esau's the devil. The Bible speaks. He was in there getting beat on.
Smacked upside the head.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. And the chief captain.
Some of y'all be turned up at y'all's job.
I'm telling you.
And you ain't even about to get scourged. You ain't about to be beaten for the Lord's sake. You ain't about to be put to death. But you at work on the table.
On tens.
On tens. Talking about I'm going to prophesy wherever I want to prophesy. You in there trying to, which constitutional right is the first?
Freedom of speech.
Is that First Amendment? First one? Yes, I'm exercising my
First Amendment.
First Amendment rights of free speech. You dummy. You ain't supposed to. You can't do this here.
And they going to exercise their law to fire your behind.
Read on.
Verse 28. And the chief captain answered, with a great sum attain I this freedom.
So here it is. This chief captain's like, listen, I paid a whole lot of money to be a Roman. Read.
And Paul said, but I was freeborn.
When you know the history of Paul was born in, what was it, Sicilia, a city in Tarsus? Right. He was a Roman citizen. He was born. His parents paid that sum. Remember, he came from no mean city. Right. Paul was raised up with Herod, okay? They had money back then, okay? But he was still a Jew. He still kept the laws. His family was serious about the commandments. Traveled back and forth to Jerusalem 3 times a year. So I want y'all to imagine his upcoming. Read on.
Verse 29. Then straightway they departed from him, which should have examined him. And the chief captain also was afraid. And after he knew that he was a Roman, and because he had bound him, on the morrow, because he would have known the certainty Wherefore he was accused of the Jews. He loosened him from his band.
He took them things off him because he couldn't. You can't. Basically, the Roman law was, listen, he was uncondemned. You can't beat this man. You can't do that to him. Read.
And commanded the chief priests and all the council to appear, and brought Paul down and set him before them.
Read on verse 20. You want me to read?
I got you.
Go ahead.
Chapter 23, verse 1.
Come on.
And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day.
So here we are again. He brought them before them, whatever the case is, because he was trying to figure out why are they tripping? Why are they trying to get at you? Come on.
And the high priest Ananias commanded them that stood but by him to smite him on the mouth.
So here go the high priest. Paul got to talking, and Ananias was like, hey, hit him in his mouth. That's how you know this was Jake. He hit him dead in his teeth. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall.
That says, then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall. Basically, he called him a hypocrite because he was telling him to do something that ain't lawful. Right. Read on.
For sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law?
Because that's not how they conducted themselves. That wasn't the law concerning how you dealt with somebody. Read on.
And they that stood by said, Revilest thou God's highest priest?
Revilest thou God's high priest? You speaking to the high priest like this? Read.
Then said Paul, I was not, brethren.
Meaning I did not know. I knew not, brethren. Read.
That he was the high priest.
I didn't know he was a high priest. Come on.
For it is written, thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people.
So here it is. He's saying, listen, brothers, I didn't know he was a high priest. Here's the law. You're not supposed to speak evil of the ruler of thy people. Right. So notice how he's tempering his tongue. Read.
Verse 6. But when Paul perceived that one part were Sadducees.
So now Paul's in all his wisdom now, it says he perceived, meaning what? He didn't scan the room. He can tell, oh snap, half the people here are Sadducees. He's in his mind, he's using wisdom. He's already plotting, okay, what's my next step? Oh snap, half the people here are Sadducees. Everybody else is Pharisees. Read.
And the other Pharisees, he cried out. He cried out in the council.
So he cries out in the middle of the council. Read.
Men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee.
Read.
Of the hope and resurrection of the dead, I am called in question.
Watch this.
And when he
hold on. See how he worded it? How he worded what he said? He said, I am, men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee. It says, of the hope and resurrection of the dead, I am called in question. Back then there was a dissension. The Sadducees didn't believe in resurrection. So there was a dissension between the Sadducees and the Pharisees. So it's almost like political views. Okay, I want y'all to see it like this. Here it is that they support the resurrection, that resurrection is possible. And the Sadducees say no, resurrection is not possible. So right there, he was able to decipher, I'm going to use this dissension to try to wiggle my way up out this situation. Because if everybody's on one accord to kill me, he's out of there.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 7. And when he had so said, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And the multitude was divided.
The multitude was now divided, right? Now they're at odds. Now the room, this side is at odds with this side. That side at odds with this side.
He took all the attention off himself.
Took all the attention off himself. Read on.
But the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit.
They say there's no such thing as the resurrection, nor angel, nor spirit. They say, no, that stuff that ain't real. Read.
But the Pharisees confessed both.
The Pharisees understood both. Come on.
And there arose a great cry. And the scribes that were of the Pharisees part arose and strove, saying, we find no evil in this man.
Here come the Pharisees. Listen, we don't find no evil in this man. Why? Because there's dissension in the room. Read.
But if a spirit or an angel has spoken of him, let us not fight against God.
Let us not fight against God. Because what? They confess both. They say, listen, this man, if an angel or spirit spoken to him, we ain't going to fight against God. We don't see nothing wrong with this man. Read.
And when there arose a great dissension, the chief captain fearing lest Paul should have been pulled in pieces of them.
Meaning he's seen, oh snap, it's getting real in here. Here comes the chief captain, like, oh snap, it's going down. They're going to mess around and rip this man apart. Read.
Commanded the soldiers to go down and to take him by force among them.
He commanded the soldiers, listen, go down there and get him. Get Paul. Read.
And to bring him into the castle.
Read.
And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem,
come on,
so must thou bear witness also at Rome.
Paul was on a mission. Paul was on a mission. What he was doing was of the Most High God. The Lord was looking out for him, and he was using wisdom to get and wiggle and go where he needed to go. Read on.
And when it was day, certain of the Jews banded together.
Hold on, some of y'all be fighting against y'all's mission. Or some of y'all be, distracted from your mission. What has God got you doing right now? What is your mission in life right now? Are you on the mission? Or are you on the side mission? What they got in the video games? The side missions, what they call them? Side missions. The side missions. You playing the side or you on the right path? Right. You over here playing around. No, stay focused. Read on.
Verse 12. And it was day. Certain of the Jews banded together and bound themselves under a curse.
Read.
Saying that they would neither eat nor drink till they had killed Paul.
That's how you know it's niggas. These is niggas.
We go fast.
They said they bound themselves under a curse, meaning they put it on their lives that they wasn't going to eat, drink, sleep, do nothing until Paul was died.
Deacon.
On me. On my mama.
Deacon, this how I envision them saying, man, I ain't going to eat, drink nothing till I kill this. Talking through their teeth.
On me. Listen, real talk though. It was literal. They put themselves under a vow. They gonna kill Paul. They thought they was doing the will of God. Read on.
Verse 13. And they were more than 40 which had made this conspiracy.
I'm sorry. Y'all surprised that we got Negroes today that'll conspire and do some nonsense? Right. That'll come together on one accord to do some evil? Are you serious? You surprised? Read.
Verse 14. And they came to the chief priests and elders and said, we have bound ourselves under a great curse, that we will eat nothing until we have slain Paul.
Come on.
Verse 15. Now therefore, ye with the council signify the chief captains that he bring him down unto you tomorrow, as though ye would inquire something more perfectly concerning him. And we, or even he, or ever he come near, and ready to kill him.
Are ready to kill him. They said, listen, get with the chief captain. Tell the captain y'all need to examine him more. You got some more questions for him, right? Have him bring down, and if we get close, we gonna kill him. Read on.
Verse 16. And when Paul's sister heard of their lying in wait.
And when Paul's sister's son, here, I'm gonna read for a minute, bro.
Sorry.
You sleepy, I can tell.
I got it, D. I got it.
Go ahead.
And when Paul's sister's son heard of their lying.
Is his mic on?
Heard of their lying in wait, he went and entered into the castle and told Paul. Then Paul called one of the centurions unto him and said, bring this young man unto the chief captain, for he hath a certain thing to tell him.
Come on.
So he took him and brought him to the chief captain and said, Paul, the prisoner, called me unto him and prayed me to bring this young man unto thee, who has something to say unto thee.
Come on.
Then the chief captain took him by the hand and went with him aside privately and asked him, what is that thou hast to tell me? And he said, the Jews have agreed to desire thee that thou wouldest bring down Paul tomorrow into the council, as though they would inquire somewhat of him more perfectly.
You know, meaning they're trying to find out something. Basically, you know what? We need to understand something a little better. We want to understand exactly what he's saying. Like they're trying to resolve it. Right. Read on.
But do not thou yield unto them.
Don't listen to them. Read.
For there lie in wait for him. Lay wait for him of them more than 40 men, which have bound themselves with an oath that they will neither eat nor drink till they have killed him. And now are they ready, looking for a promise from thee.
You see this? You have 40 hungry niggas that was looking to kill Paul when they brought him down before the council, as though they wanted to inquire something of him, right? Like, oh, we need to, they basically trying to set him up.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 22. So the chief captain then let the young man depart and charged him, see thou tell no man that thou hast showed these things to me. Mm-hmm. And he called unto him two centurions, saying, make ready 200 soldiers to go to Caesarea, and horsemen 70, and spearmen 200, at the third hour of the night.
Read.
And provide them beasts that they may set Paul on, and bring him safe unto Felix, the governor.
Come on.
And he wrote a letter after this manner. Claudius Lysias, unto the most excellent governor Felix, sendeth greeting.
Read on.
This man was taken of the Jews, and should have been killed of them. Then came I with an army, and rescued him, having understood that he was a Roman.
So he's basically giving reason for why he's sending this man to him. He's telling him what's going on. Listen, the Jews trying to kill him. The man told me he was a Roman. I'm sending him to you. Read on.
And when I would have known the cause wherefore they accused him, I brought him forth into their council, whom I perceived to be accused of questions of their law.
Read on.
But to have nothing laid to his charge worthy of death or of bonds.
Meaning, I tried to hear out the matter. They wanted to kill him, but when I listened to it, there was nothing that he had did that would cause him to be put to death. Right? Now, they would allow certain things pertaining to their law. Like, would they say, y'all say this is wrong? Okay, this is your law, but they didn't establish that. Read on.
And when it was told me.
Because think about it. He was there when he seen the dissension. He's seen half the people saying this man has done nothing wrong. The other half is true. He's like, it's a big ruckus. I can't tell what's up, what's what. Read on.
And it was told me how the Jews laid wait for the man. I sent straightway to thee, and gave commandment to his accusers also to say before thee that they had against him. Farewell. Then the soldiers, as it was commanded them, took Paul and brought him by night to Antipatris.
I ain't never heard a reader say help me. That's the first time I've heard that. That was, hey, listen, you honest with yourself. You know, some brothers don't reach out. Like we tell you, if you in the midst of sin, call somebody. Do like Officer Abiyah. You need help? Call. Help me. Read on.
Verse 32. On the morrow they left the horsemen to go with him, and returned to the castle, who when they came to Caesarea and delivered the epistle to the governor, presented Paul also before him. And when the governor had read the letter, he asked of what province he was.
You know.
And when he understood that he was of Cilicia.
I helped you. Take the reproof.
Cilicia.
Go ahead.
I would hear thee, said he, when thine accusers are also come. And he commanded him to be kept in Herod judgment hall.
All right, I'm going to read. This is Acts 24th chapter. We got quite a bit, y'all. And after 5 days, Ananias the high priest descended with the elders and with certain orator named Tertullus, who informed, is it a spirit in here? Who informed the governor against Paul. And when he was called forth, Tertullus began to accuse him, saying, seeing that by thee we enjoy great quietness, and very worthy deeds are done unto this nation by thy providence, we accept it always, and in all places, most noble Felix, with all thankfulness, notwithstanding that I be not further tedious unto thee. I pray thee that thou wouldest hear us of thy clemency a few words. For we have found this man a pestilent fellow, and a mover of sedition among all the Jews throughout the world, and a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes, who also have gone about to profane the temple, whom we took and would have judged according to our law. So basically, we ain't got to read all this, but point is, they lying on Paul. They trying to make up something so that they can put him to death, right? Let's jump to chapter 25, verse 1. This is when Paul finally comes before Felix, so they were trying to put him in front of in the first place. Before this.
I got it.
Festus, I'm sorry, read.
This is Acts chapter 25, verse 1. Now when Festus was come into the province, after 3 days, he ascended from Caesarea to Jerusalem. Then the high priest and the chief of the Jews informed him against Paul and besought him.
So he went before Felix, spoke with Felix. Now here comes this Festus guy. And before Festus gets there, the Jews are already kind of trying to inform him of what's going on, right?
And desire favor against him, that he would send for him to Jerusalem, laying wait in the way to kill him.
Come on.
But Festus answered that Paul should be kept at Caesarea, and that he himself would depart shortly thither.
He said, listen, I'll be there shortly, read.
Let them therefore, let them therefore, said he, which among you are able, go down with me and accuse this man if there be any wickedness in him.
So it says, listen, y'all go down there. If there's anybody able to go down there, we're going to go before him. We're going to accuse this man of whatever it is that y'all saying he's done. Any evil, any wickedness, read.
And when he had tarried among them more than 10 days.
He was kicking it with him 10 days, read.
And went down unto Caesarea.
I ain't going to say kick it because it was a difference in class, okay? I want y'all to imagine a tense situation where you got, I know it's going to be hard for y'all to imagine, you got Edomites ruling over Israelites. Y'all something else. Read on.
And the next day, sitting on the judgment seat, commanded Paul to be brought. And when he was come, the Jews which came down from Jerusalem stood around about and laid many and grievous complaints against Paul, which they could not prove.
They couldn't prove anything that they were complaining about or accusing him of, right?
While he answered for himself, neither against the law of the Jews, neither against the temple, nor yet against Caesar.
Wait, you see how he's wording it? He says, neither against the law of the Jews, neither against the temple, nor yet against Caesar, read.
Have I offended anything at all?
The way he's wording what he's saying is exactly on point. Because he's showing y'all can't judge me, and neither have I done anything wrong against Caesar, in which I have this other citizenship, right?
But Festus, willing to do the Jews a pleasure.
Festus was looking to try to appease the Jews, right?
Answered Paul and said, wilt thou go up to Jerusalem and there be judged of these things before me?
So, okay, if that's the case, then will you go down? Remember how you told him to come? Will you go down there to Jerusalem and be judged for these things before me? You ain't did nothing. Read.
Then said Paul, I stand at Caesar's judgment seat.
Read on.
Where I ought to be judged.
Come on.
To the Jews have I done no wrong, as thou very well knowest.
Read.
For if I be an offender or have committed anything worthy of death, I refuse not to die.
This is him appealing now to Caesar, which he has that right because he's a Roman citizen. Come on.
But if there be none of these things whereof these accuse me, no man may deliver me unto them. I appeal unto Caesar.
Read.
Then Festus, when he had conferred with the council, answered, hast thou appealed unto Caesar? Unto Caesar shalt thou go.
Okay, you appeal unto Caesar? Unto Caesar you gonna go. Read on.
And after certain days, King Agrippa and Bernice came unto Caesarea to salute Festus.
So here comes Agrippa and Bernice unto Caesarea, and they salute Festus. Read.
And when they had been there many days, Festus declared Paul's cause unto the king, saying, there is a certain man left in bonds by Felix. About whom, when I was at Jerusalem, the chief priests and the elders of the Jews informed me, desiring to have judgment against him.
Come on. If y'all are paying attention, you're noticing how, and some of y'all suck at this. See how he's working his way up the chain? Here it is, you had him deal with this person. Okay, I'm going up. Now I'm going up to the next level. Up to the next level. Some of y'all don't know how to do that. Some of y'all want to jump the chain, or some of y'all want to try to, fight your way and do everything in order. Read on.
To whom I answered, it is not the manner of the Romans to deliver any man to die. Before that, he which is accused have the accusers face to face, and have license to answer for himself concerning the crime laid against him. Therefore, when they were come hither, without any delay, on the morrow I sat on the judgment seat and commanded the man to be brought forth, against whom, when the accusers stood up, they brought none accusation of such things as I supposed, but had certain questions against him of their own superstition, and of one Jesus, which was dead, whom Paul affirmed to be alive.
Now, think about this, how they're speaking on the truth. They look at it like, oh, this is whatever, right? He says, but had certain questions against him of their own superstition, talking about their religion. It says, and one Jesus, which was dead, whom Paul affirmed to be alive. Come on.
And because I doubted of such manner of questions, I asked him whether he would go to Jerusalem and there be judged of these matters. But when Paul had appealed to be reserved unto the hearing of Augustus, I commanded him to be kept till I might send him to Caesar.
See that? So basically, hey, I was going to send him down there to be judged amongst them, you know, and he was going to set him up. But when he appealed to Caesar, by law, he has to do it right. Read.
Then Agrippa said unto Festus, I would also hear the man myself. Tomorrow, said he, thou shalt hear him.
Now, you notice how this is like these managers that you get that always want to like be the one to fix the problem. I'm going to hear the matter and I'm going to get like brothers do even in the truth. Here it is. Listen, they ain't even got to intervene. All you got to do is just let what's supposed to happen. But you know what? I'm going to step in and get involved in this situation. Like the people at work. Ain't got nothing to do with the situation, but you want to get involved now. You in the midst of it. Put your 2 cents in. Put your 2 cents in because you think you got all the understanding and wisdom and knowledge to be able to fix everything. Read.
And on the morrow when Agrippa was...
That's that new manager syndrome. Read on.
And on the morrow when Agrippa was come and Bernice with great pomp.
With what?
Great pomp.
That's how they roll, boy. Here I come. I'm coming to fix everything. I'm so wise. Read on.
And was entered into the place of hearing with the chief captains and principal men of the city. At Festus' commandment, Paul was brought forth.
Read on.
And Festus said, King Agrippa, and all men which are here, present with us.
Just so you understand who this king is, the powers that be, which were the Romans at the time, they put the other Edomites in charge of Israel. These were the Herodians. This is how, and they used the Herodians because they knew how to deal with us because we dealt with them at one point in time. When you actually understand that our forefathers subdued a sect of Edomites, okay? This is where you get the Herodians from. They had to keep the law. Everybody dwelt amongst us. When we ruled, you had to keep the commandments. You wasn't going to be in here chewing on no pork fat, whatever the case is. You was going to keep the commandments. Well, anyways, they learned. They spoke our language. They were amongst us. It is what it is. Well, whenever the Romans came in, like, okay, who are we going to put over these people? Put them over them. Damn. That's us becoming the tail, ain't it? Yep. Ooh-wee. So they took them Edomites and placed them over the Israelites, and that's who they were using to basically, like they were the middlemen, okay? So the Agrippas are Herodians, okay? Read on.
Present with us. Ye set this man, about whom all the multitude of the Jews have dealt with me, both at Jerusalem and also here, crying that he ought not to live any longer.
Come on.
But when I found that he had committed nothing worthy of death, and that he himself hath appealed to Augustus, I have determined to send him, of whom I have no certain thing to write unto my Lord. Wherefore I have brought him forth before you, especially before thee, O King Agrippa, that after examination I might have somewhat to write. For it seemeth to me unreasonable to send a prisoner, and not withal to signify the crimes laid against him.
He's like, I'm going to send him, but it's like there's no charges, right? So he's now letting him see if he's going to be able to deal with it and see what charges or what he can write for the reasoning for sending him. But watch this, read on, chapter 26. We're almost done.
Then Agrippa said unto Paul, thou art permitted to speak for thyself.
So here's Agrippa. Remember, he came in with all of his pomp.
Right.
You know, he's super Esau, right? He told Paul, all right, you're permitted to speak. State your claim. Read.
Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself. I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day, before thee touching all things whereof I am accused of the Jews.
You see how Abiyah switched his voice
He
up
put his Edomite voice on.
Because that's what Paul did.
He got it. He got all the way into character.
You see how Paul put his,
Hey,
he said he put his
hey.
hand up. He said, King Agrippa, how are you, sir?
Well, he stroked that pride.
Sometimes you got to do that, especially when you know they pompous. Sometimes you got to stroke that ego.
That ego.
Read on.
Especially because I know thee to be expert in all customs and questions which are among the Jews.
Listen, he pumping them up.
Yep.
I'm so glad I get to speak with you, Agrippa, because you're an expert and know everything about us Jews. Read on.
Wherefore I beseech thee to hear me patiently. My manner of life from my youth, which was at the first among mine own nation at Jerusalem, know all the Jews.
He said, listen, I know everybody. Read. We're all family. Come on.
Which knew me from the beginning, if they would testify that after the most straightest sect of our religion, I lived a Pharisee.
Come on.
I know, excuse me.
I'm still in character right now.
He's still in character.
And now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of God unto our Father.
He said, listen, I'm just standing up for the truth. Read on.
Unto which.
Now, if you pay attention, though.
Unto which.
Hold on, wait. Think about the wording, what he's saying. Yep. And now I stand and am judged for the hope of the promise made of God and unto our fathers. Damn. Well, first off, Agrippa's stupid. Because when you understand the promise that was made and what's going to happen, he'd understand that promise is them being on top. But read on.
Unto which promise our 12 tribes, instantly serving God day and night, hope to come.
This is what we hope to happen. We want you to die, and we assume the kingdom. That's what he's right. But he's not wording it like that. He's using wisdom. Read.
For which hope's sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Jews.
He said, but because of this hope, I'm here. Read.
Why should it be thought a thing incredible with you that God should raise the dead?
He's like, listen, why is it so hard to believe that God can bring someone back from the dead? He's God. So now he's trying to hit him with the common sense clause. I'm being accused because I believe God can bring somebody back to life? Read.
I verily thought with myself.
Oh, Abiyah's back. You back?
You back now.
Oh, okay.
You back.
I verily thought with myself that I ought to do.
It's kind of hard to keep that voice up, isn't it?
Contrary to the name.
It's up here. You got to speak from the top of the throat. It kind of gets a little strenuous. I get it, man. Welcome back. Go ahead.
Contrary to the name of Jesus of Nazareth, which thing I also did in Jerusalem, and many of the saints did I shut up in prison, having received authority from the chief priests. And when they were put to death, I gave my voice against them.
He said, he's basically showing us that I too was like them, and I didn't know the truth. I didn't know of the knowledge of Jesus Christ. I didn't know who he really was. I was also at fault, right?
And I punished them oft in every synagogue and compelled them to blaspheme. And being exceedingly mad against them, I persecuted them even unto strange cities. Whereupon, as I went to Damascus with authority and commission from the chief priests, at midday, O king, I saw in the way a light from heaven, above the brightest of the sun, shining round about me and them which journeyed with me. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And I said, who art thou, Lord? And he said, I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest.
Read on.
But rise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness both to these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in which I will appear unto thee.
Come on.
Deliver thee from the people and from the Gentiles, unto whom now I send thee.
He's letting them know what he's going to do with him, right? Read on.
to open their eyes and turn them from darkness to light, and from the power of Satan unto God, and that they may receive forgiveness of sins and inheritance among them which are sanctified by faith that is in me.
Wait a minute, who's sanctified by faith? It says forgiveness of sins, that they may receive forgiveness. Who? He's telling this man who Christ came for.
Right.
He's breaking down, and he's putting it right there in front of their face, just like he's done today. A lot of y'all don't realize a lot of people are confused and confounded by Paul's writings, and they think this is for everybody.
Right.
But he's letting you know exactly who he's talking about, because these are the things that they pertain to. Read on.
Whereupon, O King Agrippa, I was not disobedient unto the heavenly vision.
He said, listen, Agrippa, I was not disobedient to this vision that I had. God came to me, read.
But showed first unto them of Damascus and at Jerusalem and throughout all the coast of Judea, and then to the Gentiles, that they should repent and turn to God and do the works meet for repentance.
Now, when if you was paying attention back in chapter, 21, he told you who he was teaching. He told you who he was going to. Read on.
For these causes the Jews caught me in the temple and went about to kill me.
Read on.
Having therefore obtained help of God, I continue unto this day, witnessing both to small and great, saying none other things than those which the prophet and Moses did say.
Wait, saying none other things than those which the prophets and Moses did say should come. Can I get an example real quick of what the prophet says going to come?
Bring it up.
Just one example.
Bring it up.
This is going to go somewhere else, isn't it?
No, I ain't gonna go.
Yeah, it is going to go somewhere. What time is it?
It might. It just...
No, it's 12:19. The prophet said much about what was to come. Y'all read Obadiah. You read Isaiah. You read Joel's. You read the prophets. You read what Moses said, okay? This is going to happen, and it ain't under no realm of equality and everybody the same. Read on.
But the crazy part, he's speaking to Festus.
Telling him
he's speaking to Agrippa like this. But remember what he said in verse 3. He said, you are excellent in the customs of the Jews.
Yeah, so he stood up here like, yes, I absolutely know everything.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, the law of Moses, huh?
Yes,
all
yes,
the writings.
Obadiah.
You don't know nothing.
Very well acquainted with that book and those writings. Go ahead,
the prophets,
Paul.
yes, yeah, I'm familiar with those.
Read on.
Verse 23. That Christ should suffer, and that he should be the first that should rise from the dead, and should show light unto the people and to the Gentiles. And as he thus spake for himself, Festus said with a loud voice,
So
Paul,
as Paul was speaking, here come Festus. Read.
Paul, thou art beside thyself.
You beside yourself, Paul. You tripping. Read.
Much learning doth make thee mad.
You done learned all this stuff. You with your smart self. You done went crazy. Read.
But he said, I am not mad, most noble Festus.
Yes, he replied back. After dude done called him crazy, he said, I'm not mad, most noble Festus. Most noble. Read on.
But speak forth the words of truth and soberness.
Somebody tell you your breath stink, you over here talking crazy. Here it is, you reply back all types of manner of evil when sometimes it ain't time for that. Sometimes it ain't time to go off.
Reply back. See, that's why you're going to be my slave in the kingdom.
Exactly. That's ridiculous. Talking about, they're going to be our slaves. You know they're going to be our slaves, right? They're going to master. Some of y'all be at work doing that. Read on.
For the king knoweth all these things, before whom I also speak freely. For I am persuaded that none of these things are hidden from him. For this thing was not done in a corner.
He said he must know what's going on. I mean, he's up to current events. He knows everything that goes on in the kingdom. Hell, he's the king. He knows that there was a man named Christ who came and died, and everyone's speaking on how he had risen from the dead. He knows about what the prophets wrote and what they spake about, and all that of the Jews, most noble and most educated.
He was an expert in all the customs.
Read on.
King Agrippa, believest thou the prophets?
King Agrippa, don't you believe the prophets too? Why is he saying that? Because the way that the Herodians were raised. Don't you believe the prophets? Didn't you read Isaiah 14? Didn't you read the book of Obadiah? There's greatness to come, Agrippa. Read on.
I know that thou believest.
I know that you believe. He's being being slick. He knows what he needs to say so that he can navigate through this world. But some of y'all be ready to set it off. Literally, y'all in there with white masks on, ready to get it popping like I'm about to end it all today. Read on.
Then Agrippa said unto Paul, thou persuadest me to be a Christian.
He's like, damn, Paul, you almost got me wanting to believe in Christ. Come on.
And Paul said, I would to God that not only thou, but also all that hear me this day.
He said, I wish to God that not just you only, but everybody that heard me today, read.
We're both almost and together such as I am.
I wish everybody was just like me. They believe just like me. Come on.
Except these bonds.
Except in these bonds.
Hey, that's how you know
except
Paul.
In these bonds, except locked up. He was appealing to him.
Hey, Paul was Jay. You know Paul was Jay. He said, yeah, everybody's like me except these bonds.
Except in these chains.
These chains.
Ain't nobody got these chains on like me. I wish everybody was like me. He was using wisdom on how to deal with them. He just broke Agrippa down and made listen, Agrippa knew nothing about the prophets. He knew nothing about Christ. He had no idea what Paul was talking about. But because of that pomp, he knew that he could use that. This man ain't gonna admit that he don't know what he doesn't have a clue as to what the affairs are that's going on in the land that he's supposed to be governing. He's not gonna admit that he doesn't know of these things. He's going to just play it off like, yes, absolutely.
Especially not in front of the crowd.
Oh, heck
Remember
no.
Festus was there?
Yeah.
He took him in front of the people.
Everybody was there. He got to be smart. He got to be wise. He already said, I will hear the matter, right? But read on.
And when he had thus spoken, the king rose up, and the governor and Bernice, and they that sat with them. And when they were gone aside, they talked between themselves, saying, this man doeth nothing worthy of death.
This man doesn't. He didn't do nothing worthy of death.
Or of bonds.
Or to be locked up. You see how the way that he conducted himself, how God gave him a mouth to speak, how he used that wisdom, how the commandments. This man was speaking with the Bible. Right. How the commandments that converted him, that light that was shown unto him, which was Christ, showed him how to deal. I'm telling y'all, we can all learn from this account right here. You got to think before you speak, think before you do. You got to literally fall back on the Lord. And in everything that you do, you got to ask yourself, is this what the Lord wants? Is this of the Most High God? Whether you're moving out of state, whether you're about to take a wife, whether you're about to go on a new venture with your career, whatever the case may be, fall back on the Most High and see, and really, line it up. Is this what the Most High wants me doing? I guarantee you, you all that's over these schools, if people do this, you'll stop getting dumb questions. Hey man, you think I should take this job on the Sabbath, man? I'm not gonna tell you. What? Are you serious?
Right.
You gonna ask me? You gonna ask me? Should you take the job on the Sabbath? I'm gonna tell you, fear God and keep His commandments.
That's right.
There's no question on what to do. Now, there's situations that people are in, and I understand that. That's between you and the Lord. Right. Hey, man, we done fell on hard times, bro. Man, I'm thinking about going back to my old job. You talking about what? Yeah, I was a gigolo at the nursing home.
At the nursing home.
You know what I'm saying? And they make good money on the 1st and 15th. That's when they got their check. You got to feed the family. You ain't going to get these dumb questions. Ask yourself, is this what the Lord wants you doing? Come on now. Israel.
Brothers be looking for an scapegoat.
They be looking
for a way out.
Give me that. A sinful man finds an excuse. Where's that at? Ecclesiastes what? Is it 15? 14? Where is it at? A sinful man finds an excuse to do according to his will. Y'all know what I want. I'm old, y'all. Nobody got their concordance out, huh? Here it is. Sirach 32:17.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Sinful man's going to find an excuse. Again, this is you going into your thought process, trying to convince yourself that, oh, it's okay, or I got to do it. a sinful man's going to find an excuse to do according to his will. You better make sure that you're lining your thoughts and your actions up with what the Most High God has set before us, all right? What time is it, bro? Oh, y'all tripping. Y'all double tripping, bro.
Friday night.
No, it's
Fix your face.
It ain't Friday. It's supposed to be Fix Your Face Friday, and it's not Friday anymore.
It's just Fix Your Face now.
Okay, we started at 9:30, sir. Hey, listen, y'all. All praise be to the Most High God.
Saul just looked up here like, bro.
Nah, man, listen. All praises to the Most High God. Give me Hebrews 2:1. I want to close out with a scripture, y'all.
Bring it up.
Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1.
Come on.
It was Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1.
Read.
Therefore, we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip.
Israel, I pray you take heed. I pray we all take heed. This ain't for just y'all. It's for me too. I got to take heed to these commandments, these words, and don't let them slip. Do not let them slip you. When you get to bugging, bring some of these scriptures we went over tonight back to your remembrance. You simple adulterers, just know what's out there for you.
Hey, look, the comment, hey, is Deacon ASAP coming on after this? We still got 2 hours left.
2 hours left.
Hey, these be the faithful Friday Night Raw.
Hey, because ASAP be going ham, bro. He be going all the way in
They
there.
ASAP coming on? We got 2 hours left.
Listen, my eyes is getting heavy. It's about that time, all right? All praise to the Most High. I pray y'all got something out of tonight's class. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing Fix Your Face Fridays because, again, I got to work. So by the time I get off work, the show's already supposed to be done started. But I don't know if Deacon ASAP's going to be back next week or the week after that. I'm not sure, but I'm going to hold it down for him until he comes back to his post, all right? And best believe the Warrior's coming back.
That's right.
That man, when I say that's a real one, that's a real one, all right? All praise to the Most High God. Y'all hold it down. Appreciate you. Shalom.
Shalom.
Fix your face. We ain't